whilst I was pregnant, I was literally heavily pregnant, in and out of hospital, but I went and did my work experience. And why I wanted to do that was because I said to myself, you know what, when all this is over, when I've had my child, I want to go and really work in what I want to work in. I want to get my career going. Like, can't wait, we couldn't wait, we want to offer you the job now, you're literally what we're looking for, and you know, you answered all the questions correctly, and you know, I was just ecstatic, like, oh my gosh, guys, I was so happy. And because the things that you can learn in that time, the skills that you can pick up, the skills that you can develop, the opportunities and the network that you'll be able to have, you don't know how that's going to help you towards your career. It will probably help you in a very, very good way. Like, hey beautiful people, it's your girl Fran. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here to talk to you about what it was like not getting a career job 5 years, okay, no, that's 10 5 years after graduating. Now, oh my gosh, 5 years is a long time, but there were different obstacles or things that made this not work. So now let's start off with what happened after I graduated. So I graduated in 2016, and then when I finished my undergraduate, I decided to go do a postgraduate degrees in business and it was business, accounting and HR, and it was a master's degree I decided to do. So I started my master's degree, and then like I think a month into it, or just as I was starting, my mom passed away. So I went back home for the funeral and came back and started. I think I started when I came back, and it was a really, really difficult time for me, really difficult time. There were times where I would go into class and I'm telling you that I would not, nothing would register in my brain. Like, I wouldn't, like, even to write a sentence, it was so hard. It was a really difficult time of my life, and I ended up having to go for counseling. But it was so bad that first semester of the course, I failed 4 out of 5 modules, 4. And I was in such a state. I was like, I can't continue doing this. Like, it's really bad. Nothing is getting into my brain. Nothing is sticking in. I need to do something, take a break. I need time to grieve. I need to be able to just take time for myself, because it's been tough. It's been a lot. So I spoke to my scholarship sponsors, because they sponsored me to do a postgraduate master's degree, and I spoke to them. They were very much understanding and supported me. So what I did was just took a break from the course, and I still could go back and carry on the course. So I took a break, and then I decided to just work. Prior to that, I'd already started working part-time when I started my master's degree, and I was working part-time at Sainsbury's. So obviously now I'm not going to uni anymore, I'm just working part-time. I decided to take on another part-time role. So I took on another part-time role, and things were a bit difficult because it was like the money was not that much. To think of it, it wasn't that much. So, and I had to pay rent. Like, there was so many things going on that I needed to do financially, and I couldn't do that. It was really hard. So I decided to come back down to London. And the point of that was that if I was to move back down to London, I'll stay at my adopted mom's house and not be paying rent, and we'll be able to save up more and be able to do other things whilst thinking of what I wanted to do in terms of my education or career. And I came back down to London, and I started working part-time. I continued working part-time, and then I decided that I did not want to go back to do that course. I realized that accounting was not for me. Like, apart from obviously it being a difficult time, it was just not for me. Like, it's not really what I wanted to do. What I always wanted to do was something in politics or policy. Like my whole, I used to tell people I want to do politics. Like, I want to get involved in politics, not necessarily be a party politician, but like now, like, I'm working behind the scenes, where it's policy, trying to get policy makers and MPs and local authorities to change the law. So I wanted to do politics, So yeah, so I decided that I didn't want to go and continue that course. I still had my place and I could still change it to something else. So anyway, then started to apply for career roles. That was 2017. I started applying for jobs in what I want to do, what I'm doing now. And I didn't really make that many applications, let me be honest. I made 2, and out of the 2 I got 1 interview. And the 1 interview, obviously I wasn't successful, so I didn't get the role. And then around that time I got engaged, and when I got engaged I was just like, oh my gosh, now I'm engaged, I need to plan a wedding. So I was like, you know what, let looking for a job stay put for now, especially like being disappointed with not getting a job. I know that I didn't make lots of applications anyway, so I shouldn't have been that disappointed, but I was a bit disappointed. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to put this at the back burner and I'm going to focus on planning my wedding. So I planned the wedding and then got married. And then I was working 2 jobs. So I took on another job when I came back down to London, and I was working 2 jobs. So when I decided to go for the wedding was back home. So I traveled back home for the wedding because that's where I met my partner. And I took 3 months from work. 1 month was paid and 2 months was unpaid. And this is one of the things why I said that being in a long distance relationship is costly, because taking 2 months out of work and not getting paid, that's some money. Imagine I'm working 2 jobs, I'm earning quite a bit. I was able to just save 1 job's money and the other one was what I would spend. It's because obviously my partner was in Sierra Leone and then I'm here, and I'm like, you know, after we've gotten married, I'm not just gonna just hop back and come on and spend some time with him and whatnot. So I took that time off. And then 3 months passed, March 2019. So that was ending of 2018. I went to get married. Actually, let me rewind back. I got engaged in 2018, early 2018, and the end in December, I got married. I came back in March 2019, and a day after I came back, I found out I was pregnant. That's another story that I'm going to tell you guys about, because how I found out was basically I went to the hospital because I was in so much pain. My belly was hurting me, and previously to going to get married the month before, November 2018, I had surgery for an ovarian torsion. So what that means is that my ovary was twisted, so they had to untwist it. So when I came back, the day after I came back from Sierra Leone, I started feeling pain in that side of my belly. So I decided to go to A&E because it was painful, and I'm like, what if it's twisted again, or what if it's something else? Like, I don't know. And then they found out I was pregnant. I didn't even know I was pregnant. I took a test the day before leaving Sierra Leone and it was negative. And they were like, you know, you're pregnant but your ovary is twisted, we have to do surgery and untwist the ovary, and what the things we're going to give you is most likely going to cause a miscarriage. So it was a whole, anyway, I'll go into that into another video. But anyway, so I got pregnant, and then because I had complications with my pregnancy, I was working just part-time, and I was not even thinking about career job. Like, it actually, that's a lie, I was thinking about career job, but I was like, I can't do it right now, it's really hard. But what I did decide to do was reach out to an organization that had helped me before, and that I was a member of the board of trustees, and that's the Children's Society. So I reached out to the Children's Society and asked if I could do some work experience with the policy team. And, you know, I was lucky enough for them to say, yes, you know, you can do that. So whilst I was pregnant, I was literally heavily pregnant, in and out of hospital, but I went and did my work experience. And why I wanted to do that was because I said to myself, you know what, when all this is over, when I've had my child, I want to go and really work in what I want to work in. I want to get my career going. Like, it's been how many years was it at the time? It was 3 years. And I'm like, I want to really get into, I want to start my career. So anyway, I decided to do that, did the work experience, finish, and then I had my baby. So obviously I had a child now to look after, and And I made myself a promise that after coming off maternity leave, I am going to look for a career job. I was so determined. I'm like, I've got to start it. After I come off maternity leave, I've got to do this. And when my daughter was 9 months old, I went back to working part-time in Sainsbury's. And during that time, and then I actually started looking for jobs just before going back to work. And I was lucky enough, I made one application and I was lucky enough to get an interview and shortlisted. They said it was between me and someone else. Unfortunately, I didn't get the job and they gave it to someone else. And then I decided to make another application, and that was for the job that I'm at now. So I made that application, and actually, let me tell you guys what happened. So I sent the application and it was sent to the wrong email address. And 3 days later, I got an email from Gmail to say that the email address was wrong. So basically, our work is SLRA, but when you write it in an email, it's SLR-A. And I just wrote SLRA. It was to my manager. I had to send the application, my now manager. So obviously I got the email from Gmail and they were like, oh, it was sent to the wrong email address. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, what am I gonna do? But knowing me and the determined person that I am, and honestly, when I read the job description, everything that it entailed, it was literally the perfect job for me. It was like, this is what I want to do. Like, I have to get this job. So I was like, I'm gonna send them an email anyway. So I went back, looked at the application and saw the correct email, and then I emailed my now manager and said, this is what happened. I sent it to the wrong email, and they asked if I could forward that original email, and I did. And then they after looking at my application, they got back to me and asked if they could interview me the following week. So the following week I had my interview, prepared and everything, and 20 minutes after my interview, I got the call to say I got the job. Yes, guys, 20 minutes. Oh my gosh. I'd literally finished, I think it was even less than that. I literally finished having the interview and I was like, oh, how did I do? Did I do all right? And I went to have a shower. And that time, that's when they called me. Came back and saw a missed call and a message. It was like, hey Frances, this is so from SLRA. We would like to speak to you. Could you give me a call? Called back and she was like, we can't wait, we couldn't wait, we want to offer you the job now. You're literally what we're looking for, and you answered all the questions correctly. And I was just ecstatic, like, oh my gosh, guys, I was so happy. And they were like, would you like to accept now? And I'm like, I don't even need to wait, like I can answer you now. Yes, I do, and I will accept the job. And I did, gave Sainsbury's 2 weeks notice. I was so happy, guys, because it just fit. Like, I'd started my food business, so it meant that I could still have the weekends to do my food business. And I was only working during the week, 1 day from home, the other 2 days in the office, so it just worked perfectly. And I was just so excited. And here I am now. Obviously, I've been in my role almost a year now, actually, and it was June. Exactly, June is when I graduated from uni, and June is when I started on this role. So 5 years, literally. And I wanted to put this video out there for someone who maybe you finished uni, it's been 1-2 years, and you might be applying for jobs and you're not getting anywhere. Maybe you are getting interviews and you don't get to that first position where you're offered the job, and you might be feeling down. You might be feeling, why can't I get a job? Honestly, it's hard. I can't lie. Like, at some point I was like, these scholarship people spent so much money, like Marshall Scholarship spent so much money on me, for me to go to uni, for me to graduate. And I know the potential that I have, and I know what I can do. I need a career job. I can't be doing just any job just to get money, to just get by. I need a proper job in my career where I know I'm happy, like not just getting little chicken change here and there, but like whatever amount I'm paid, I know this is something I want to do. I know this is something I could carry on building on my career, and I was just so happy. And that is why, even though when I was pregnant and it was a difficult time for me, I decided to do work experience, because I wanted to still continue learning new things in that field that I wanted to work on. So whatever I needed to learn, I wanted to have that opportunity, give myself that opportunity to learn those things. And I have to say that even previously, before graduating at uni, I was volunteering. Like, my work experience, if you look at my CV, I think even I will give myself a job. You know, you gotta big yourself up. But like, my CV does have a lot of work experiences, a lot of things that I've done, and I kept on doing that because I'm like, I want to keep myself in the loop. Like, I already have a passion for what I want to do. I don't want that passion to die down. And so if you're in that place right now, and you have that passion and you feel like, oh, that passion is dying down, look for work experience, look for unpaid internship, or maybe even paid internship. And I know it can be hard, maybe, you know, because of your financial circumstances, you might say, I can't afford to get unpaid work. But what if maybe it's 1 day a week, or 2 days, or even if it's just that 1 day a week, and you can do that, I think it's a sacrifice worth making, because the things that you can learn in that time, the skills that you can pick up, the skills that you can develop, the opportunities and the network that you'll be able to have, you don't know how that's going to help you towards your career. It will probably help you in a very, very good way. Like, some of the people that I met while I was, you know, doing my work experience and all the other things that I did, I meet them in meetings now, and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy for you, happy for the work you're doing and the organizations that you're with, the organization that you're with. And you know, that's a network of people that I keep building on. And if, let's say, if I want to apply for a job at the organization, they can maybe speak for me and say, you know, I worked with her, she was like this. So it's not just to say, oh, I'm trying to get my foot in that door in the job I want to do, but it's also a way for you to build your network. Like, networking is key. I don't know how to put it. Networking is key. I have to emphasize that it is so key. Like, the people that I was meeting, I would talk to them and ask them, and they would link me with other people. Like, and I have a network of people that I now know, like, if I want to look for a job in this area or this, like, I have contacts, I have people that, you know, I can maybe ask, is there any vacancies going on? Like, do you know what I mean? So yeah, so don't give up. Don't give up. It can be hard and really tough, especially if you're at a job where you feel like, oh, I'm just doing this, I'm not even happy. And like Sainsbury's, it had become like that. I wasn't really happy. I would wake up and go to work, and the journey was so far, and the amount of money I was being paid, it wasn't making sense, guys. It was not making sense. But I was like, I know I've got to stick here just to get that little bit, but I am going to get that job that I want. I'm going to get on my career path. And here I am, like, literally almost a year into my role at SLRA, and I couldn't be happier, honestly. Like, I keep telling people, this is the job that I've always wanted to do, and I'm so happy to be here helping other young people. So don't give up. Don't give up, keep pushing, keep going, build a network of people. Don't be afraid to do voluntary work, even if it's 1 day a week. If you've watched this video so far, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button and hit that like button so that more people can see videos like this. I'll see you again soon, guys. Bye bye.